Hello there. So, I've been having issues finding anyone online to play Empires. So, here's one that I had mentioned several times over the course of that game, and that would be Rise of Nations. Now, this is effectively, you took almost any other RTS out there, any kind of online mode, mix that probably with some along the lines of Rome Total War, and probably then mixed it with Civilizations. Pretty much something along those lines. So this actually has quite a few modes, and I'll be getting to those later. So we're just going to be starting with this Conquer the World. You know, why not? It does have a random map type of deal. No, actually, I should probably just start with a random map and cover all this later. So you can go up to 7 other nations. It's usually going to get pretty chaotic and sometimes laggy with those kinds of things. Alright, over here. So, allies, you have several, or rules, what am I saying? Over here you have several different types of games, first of all. You got teams, barbarians at the gates. This is like a last stand type of thing. First player is the defender. They get extra resources. I understand they do everything a bit faster. The rest of the groups try to attack them. Basically, they just have to survive a certain amount of time. They get a few perks in the beginning, and they're supposed to, well, outdo Rome. Assassin, this is what I'll be doing right now. Actually, it's one of my favorite ones, especially for online, is each player is assigned one other one that they are able to go after. If they enter the territory of another nation, they will get pretty extreme attrition damage. Now, I'll be covering that later. I'm just going to be going with that. Survival of the fittest, that's like pretty much a free-for-all. Custom, its own rules. Either way, going to be going with Assassin. So, elimination is sudden death of the capital. Basically, the capital is taken over. They're gone. Those rules can be changed to pretty much anything. Now, starting age, you can start from anywhere, pretty much. Ancient age is going to be everyone has rocks, pretty much. Classical age, you're going to be, well, I guess a good metaphor for that would be, you know, think of ancient Greece. Medieval age, pretty typical for what that is. Gunpowder age, you get some guns, some better clunky-looking units. Enlightenment age, you know, just a bit of an upgrade on that. Industrial age is when you start getting into some actual machines. That's mostly the World War I era, and I think I have this microphone a bit too close. Now, modern age is going to be closer to World War II till 2000. This game came out around then. Information age is pretty much where we are right now. So go figure, we actually moved up one age when this game was made. Now, 9 out of 10 games you'll find online will start at the Ancient Age, because it allows for everything to be worked up pretty effectively. This game is really, really balanced in all that it does. It seems like a lot of thought went into the numbers all around. And, well, it's just good to do. Okay, so population, maximum of 200. Bear in mind that this population can be changed, and this does not mean strictly only 200 people at all. Units are going to be split up into groups and things like that. Now, reveal map. Can have, you know, normal, can have it all explored, all visible, that kind of thing. Technology, you can set the rate at which everything goes. Online, you'll normally see either normal, cheap, or expensive and slow. At least from what I've seen. You can get game mods. These are not actually the same as scenarios in Empires, which, by the way, I will be uploading pretty soon. I'm just having issues because it's in a bunch of chunks. Anyhow, there was one that I found online from another person here that eliminated nukes. Especially against the AI. They are just annoying with nukes. So while that's good, it tended to crash the game 9 out of 10 times. Game speed, it works pretty well on normal. Most people play on normal. It just looks right. So, got your map sizes here. I'm going to go with huge. Big Huge is the absolute biggest. And, yeah, this is the company that made it, Big Huge Games. It says in the notes here, I actually don't know how well you can read the wording here once it's on YouTube. But, it says, yeah, we also think it has the coolest name. Let's see what else here. Well, that's about it. Cannon time is just how long it takes for different firing modes. It's a whole thing of its own. Elimination can be set to a sudden death capital, complete eradication of somebody, sudden death of certain things. You know, if they lose all their cities, it's usually sudden death. Things like that. So, ending age can be the information age. Now to cover all of these countries. I have the gold version. A lot of the Western countries and the Indians will not exist in the original version, although really, the gold version's $10. There's really no excuse. This game is absolutely amazing. Offensive, defensive, economic. I'll get to those. Expansion pack, those are going to be things like the Americans and Aztecs. So, Americans are the ones that I usually end up going with. Perks, First Wonder gets built instantly. That is really good. Governments are free, also very good. Aircraft and carriers are 20% cheaper, one free bomber at each airbase. 25% cheaper military ground units. And 3 of food, timber, metal, and wealth for every barracks unit. Basically what this means is your army is effectively an investment. You can amass a crap ton of infantry and just have them sitting around and giving you money. And that's probably the feature I like best from them. Also, the Marine units, which are their unique units, are pretty good. Aztecs, 15 bonus per age when barracks, stable, and or dock units kill an enemy. Up to a maximum of 60. So they pretty much loot different units. I'll cover the whole looting mechanic later. Plunder is 100% higher. Start with 1 free military research. Receive free light infantry whenever you build a new barracks. This is going to be Javelineers to begin with, or Rock Slingers, Javelineers, and later on gun units. And 2 with Classical Age, plus military research, and 3 with the Gunpowder Age. Bantu, these guys are kind of your, I guess, civilian mass craziness kind of deal. +1 city limit, so they can build a second city right away. Cities are 75% cheaper. 100% higher population limit, may exceed maximum limit by 25%. Barracks units and citizens move 25% faster. This is kind of annoying because you cannot retreat from these guys if you have infantry that are losing. They will always run faster. Unit upgrades don't require military research. That's also something that saves a lot of money in the long run. So, British, these were pretty good in the original version. Actually, probably a mix, tie between these and the Germans were my favorite in the original. I guess their thing is just collecting a lot of money and just being balanced overall. So, plus 25% commerce cap, that's how much of different resources you can have coming in. Double income from taxation. Tax upgrades are 50% cheaper. And, yeah, tax upgrades will give you more money. Ships are 33% faster, or created 33% faster. I get 1 free fishing boat whenever you build a new dock. That's good, although many other ones get better and more expensive ships whenever they build a dock. So this is just a nice little perk, nothing to really talk about. Free foot archer upgrades for free. Receive free archers whenever you build barracks. 1 at start, 2 with medieval, 3 with gunpowder. And that one is very good. You can actually just specialize in collecting a hell of a lot of wood for a while, can put some resources into collections there, and can just have a whole bunch of their archers going. And they are pretty good. You can usually have a 2-to-1 ratio of them to other units in kind of an infantry army if you're going with them. So, +2 range on forts and towers. That's pretty good for defense. And anti-aircraft and units and buildings are 25% cheaper and 33% faster. Very useful. Now, Chinese are Chinese. They always do the same stuff. So, science research at the library, 20% cheaper. Herb lore, medicine, and pharmaceutical upgrades are free. These are ones that'll increase, I believe, farming abilities. Start with a large city. All cities become large cities. This means that their influence increases a bit. They also are able to defend themselves better and much harder to take over. So they're practically immune to a rush, because they can just garrison all their people inside the city, and yeah, any small rush of infantry won't do anything. Citizens, caravans, and merchants are all created instantly, so well, usually they're going to be the ones rushing. So, next is the Dutch. These guys I kind of like just because they almost serve as a bit of a border patrol for your, well, for your army. And I noticed I don't think I have music going on this game. So, start with a free commerce research, 10% discount on all future commerce research. And you know what? That lack of music's bugging me, so I'm just gonna go back and get it going. Okay, so, as far as the Dutch go, they have a unique unit in the armed caravans and armed merchants. So whenever you set up merchants and caravans, that is a very twitchy plane right there, they aren't going to be holding off any large amounts of units, but they are able to at least kill off a few scouts possibly, and they're also able to at least put up some sort of fight until you can get your legitimate army there. Now, let's go back to this. I just like this assassin mode, it's nice. So, Dutch. Start with a free market and 2 free merchants. A free market's definitely good at the get-go. This allows them to buy and sell resources as well as putting together caravans and merchants, which are also definitely good to have before the actual fighting breaks out. Keeping lots of different market areas gives you a lot of different perks. Once again, once the game starts, the actual mechanics will start getting covered. So, for every 100 of a resource in your treasury beyond starting level, receive 5 income. Again, we'll get into that later. For that resource, accept knowledge. This income can exceed commerce cap by 50. And 1 free light ship whenever you complete a dock. Ship upgrades are 10% cheaper. So no one's going to be... Oh. Now it starts. So no one's going to be building docks in order to use that perk. But again, it's nice. So next to the Egyptians, they're your wonder spammers and food spammers. So they start with a free granary and receive granary upgrades for free. The granary is a building that upgrades your farms, as well as upgrades that city's food production. Food commerce limit, plus 10%, can build 7 farms per city. Normally that is 5. And farms generate plus 2 wealth, which is basically plus 2 of your money stat per minute, I believe. Wonders cost 25% less, can be built and age early, and may be built 2 per city. So that's very useful. Then again, they all have something that's very useful about them. So, the French. See, the French are good in theory, and I've seen people that are able to make use of their perks, but I personally think they suck. I have tried multiple times, and it just doesn't work for me. So, they receive a free general every time you build a new fort. Forts are expensive. That general better be free. Supply wagons heal your troops. Receive a free supply wagon each time you build a new siege factory or factory. Now,